All right, here we go again. Buckle up. So I'm on my phone right now. I'm not with the other microphone, but they tried to pick me up with a trans woman. I'm almost positive you're going to gang stalk me with trans women, but instead I was already talking to this woman, a really nice woman. Remind me, I think she was a nice woman too. When I worked in the Federal Bureau of Prisons, there was this beautiful blonde woman that just didn't fit. She's just one who works at the post office. She just doesn't fit. But I mean, she's great. Great at what she does. I was trying to tell her a story about my last days in government. And of course, postal workers want to hear that. But the people that started getting in the line, so I have to go back again, finish it. Well, the thing was, I had no idea why they drugged me. Like, why are they coming after me now? But again, years later, I learned that there was hearings around that time, so they were trying to take me out before the hearings. But like I said, it's always bullshit because the other people were the ones that were talking, right? And they were the ones that had like their multi-millionaire lives for the rest of their lives. Eventually they made it, and that was it, right? If they weren't one already, right? So it's bullshit. It's like a satanic setup. Well, because I pretty much held the answers to what happened to John. Right? They tried doing it to me. Still do. Zip your lips. Well, we knew they were going to send the trans person. We were telling you to zip your lips. I was trying to help you. See, but that's the bullshit they say. If you unzipped your lips, it could get messy. Right. That's how they do it, man. Like, you're trying to help me by ruining my life. Right. He just doesn't understand. He's so far gone. It's all bullshit. Oh, cops tell me that. And then, of course, God tells me. And, of course, cops couldn't talk to me if God didn't enable it. Right. You tell me all the shit you're doing. There isn't a cop alive that doesn't owe me. I've moved law enforcement forward on numerous occasions. Right. Probably the biggest cop that ever existed in reality. In reality. In reality. Reality in. That's crazy out here. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to get money orders now. Because cashier's check thing is not going to work. Right? I mean, what are the chances of having 3 checking accounts and not one national companies, and not one of them having an office nearby, a branch nearby? Pretty slim, right? See, that's what they do by cursing, right? That's what the watch list does to people. So I'm in Target trying to figure out how to use the ATMs and stuff. I haven't used ATMs in like 1,000 years, and I never used one outside of a bank usually. I mean, maybe once in a while. just figuring it, making sure it doesn't cost me $10 million, and make sure I can access my accounts. Right. So when I'm walking in, this guy's looking all kind of upset, and he walks in, and he walks up to the ATM. He's looking for his card. So again, remember, the woman lost her keys. I left my card at the get-go. Right. And the woman, something up with the woman, I can't figure it out, because the woman gives me my card. I show, she goes, "You got ID?" I show her my ID. She looks down on my ID, and she looks up to me, and she's just got this big smile on her face. I got no idea, but I got a smile on my face now, like, so I'm like, what was that? It's like the manager of the woman that owns it, or whoever. But I'm telling you, relax. I don't know if the card, because the woman said, "Oh, we found the card. It's over at customer service." So he goes over, and I'm at the ATM, and he comes back. He's like, "I don't know if that's my card." I'm like, "Well, wait in line. Just relax, wait in line." The whole time I'm healing him because I'm getting in his head, And the woman's like, I told the woman, I said, he's freaked out. He goes, "Well, I know it's his card. His name was John, and it's a Huntington Bank card." But like the whole thing would not happen in another state like that. The person would be like suffering in silence. I can't tell anybody anything, or they'll try to take me out. All right. No, it's good to be back in Pennsylvania. It's just some of the cops are dirty. What a shame! What a shame! Sending trans women. See, that's how easy for me to get married. Just send somebody my age that's Jewish, and I'd have been married. All right. No, they kept me being married. I knew I could be married. Right. It's just different in a lot of these other states. Well, because a lot of people use cannabis, so they know I'm popo, so they get all freaked out. But that wasn't everybody. Right. Yeah, like New Mexico is like so stupid because everybody uses cannabis and nobody cares, Right. So it's like there's no law. It's like weird. I don't know. Professionals hit me the whole time. Right. I forgot they had that thing at Get-Go. You have to pay from your checking account, and then they get like 30 cents off the gas. It's like a Benz. Right. It's the only way to get good price gas around here. Right. Great price gas. All right. Speed limit sign upside down. I'm not sure what that means. It means something. Like, oh no, what is this road? I forget this road. I'm on Perrysville. Right. Speed limit upside down. So if you turn right side up, it may be that people can't maintain it because it's upside down. Right. So just right side up it and deal with it. Oh. It might be the cops that actually upside down. Right. No, I gotta get back to my place there. Boy, they're cursing me hard though. I'm like losing everything in my. I'm in my car and I can't find like my phone. I can't find my wallet. I can't find a money order I purchased to fill it out. I'm looking to buy a wallet with a chain on it so I could lock everything up. I actually used to carry a bag. Where's my fanny pack? They took my fanny pack away somehow. Is this it? This is it. No, they're focusing on me because I'm trying to move in there. They're trying to get me to move around here, and it may be, I mean, to a certain degree, it may be better, but it's just worse to another degree. Right? You'll find a ton of people to go after me here. Anybody that's pro-trans or anti-cannabis can be persuaded. Anybody that's anti-trans and anti-cannabis can be persuaded. They just play a game. Oh, he's this, he's that, he's anti-cannabis, he's pro-cannabis, he's anti-trans, he's pro-trans. It's the professionals, right? So the church is like an idiot, right? Yeah, half of them are probably lesbians, right? Had sex with little girls, trying to kill the truth, right? I'm not joking, really. These lesbian cops are freaking out because they don't want the truth to end. They're like investigating men with young girls, turning them against men, and then having sex with them, right? Right. I'm not against lesbians. That's the fairest man in the Marshal Service to lesbians. They were actually comfortable coming out to me, kind of like hinting. Right. 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 I'm like, because it always have, I go, yo, dude, and I'm like, oh, sorry. It's like, and then like the one, what's her name, Chris. She like freaked out all over me. I'm like, I'm the nicest guy to you people. We're on assignment on Ken Star. She like freaks out on me one day. I'm like, what? What? No, I actually love women, but it's probably never going to happen because of what I did in my life. Right. I spent a lot of time talking to women in my years, but they wouldn't let any relationship. And then they just showed me some young girl. Well, how about Sarah? See, if they're cursing it. Hashem shows me. You cursed it. You want pedophilia. You rule pedophilia. You want it to exist, and then say that you're protecting everyone. What is that? I don't know what it is. In the middle of the car. I don't know if it's like an Uber thing, but it looks like a middle finger. See, y'all been shooting a middle finger at me all day. I've been seeing it. No, I know it's a trans. I don't think the trans person was supposed to make me paranoid, but the way she was looking at me, anybody would be paranoid. She tried to be sulky, but it scared me. If she gets filmed with me having sex with her, they'd make her a instant multi-millionaire, right? Now, Hashem told me to put my PA hat on. So, I had to put my PA flag hat on again. I don't know. I wasn't wearing it for a while. He told me not to wear it. Now he told me to wear it again. I'd have been married in Pittsburgh in a sec. I mean, they're like the women they were young then, but the women I grew up with, right? And normal. They're kind of normal. Right? I mean, these women, these other communities, Jesus, they're insane. They're bizarre. Maybe they're all on fentanyl. I don't know. Midwest meth or something. Who knows? The woman that helped me like get out of the woman that helped me get out of my house. She was a good woman, but the day I was leaving, I know that scam, right? And then if I'd stay for her, they'd pay her like 10 million just to diss me. They don't care. They got billionaires backing them, right? Oh, hold on. That woman there. It's her family there. Well, you're canceling all this contracts and what do they call it? Infrastructure. It's going to screw us. Right. We need to spend money. Yeah, it's not going to cause inflation. They just use that as an excuse. Oh, it's all the government money instead of price gouging. All right. Let's see if I get somebody over there. Hmm. Yeah, it looks fishy. Yeah, this is weird. I'll see if I have a parking spot later. There's a parking spot out my window. But I guess I have to. That's what they did. which they did when they broke into my car. I couldn't park anywhere but behind this, like behind a larger van or something. Right? And then they broke in that night. I mean, that's one. If you're staying like an extended stay and you have great parking, and then all of a sudden you don't have parking, that's what the setup could be. Right? So it's not under your window. I'll freak them out. I'll put a freaking camera in the window. I'll be like, they won't hang out up back anymore. They'll be like, yeah, can you do something about that camera? Right. I was hoping this guy would pull in. Oh, you're not supposed to back in. That's right. I forgot. This is bizarre. Can't get anywhere. I want to get my spot, but I can't. I'm sorry. Trying to find that thing that I was just talking about. Nah, I don't want to freak these people out of red hats and wall scratch. I find my beanie. I got the hat, but I don't got the beanie. I gotta find a beanie. There. Yeah, when I'm living here, I don't wear the Pennsylvania flag hat too much. They get all freaked out. Unfortunately. I gotta try to find. Oh, they screwed something up there. How do I go out? How do I get out on Canadian? They put me into. Just put me in the freaking incognito. What the hell? Yeah, it's just just things going crazy again. The same thing. No, yeah, it was doing the. It went incognito, and I didn't, it was a, it was just accidental with the will and the curse did it. So I got to make sure they're going to be there for that gas turn on appointment, or I have to go up there. I don't have keys to the place, so. I think the one truck's going to move out soon. Save 2 spots. Well, I actually see it better with the camera. I'll just put a camera inside of it. No, maybe he's gonna sit there. I don't know. He's partying tonight, I guess. Don't get too crazy. I'll bring a police car through here, and that'll be it. Yeah, I'll start a party. It wasn't like this when I moved in. It was quieter. There's nobody crazy night. No, I got this camera that follows you around. It won't work out there though. Too many people will follow. What they need to do is build a hub where it is. I'm not sure how it could do that. I don't know if GPS would do that, or and then it'll know what to do with all the cameras. Oh, partying, I guess. I don't know how many times they bust them here. There's a battery backup work. I could run those cameras on a power bank for like 8-9 hours. Sometimes even more. Just like a regular 10,000 milliamp. No, all these Jewish women come up. What's your shirt say? That's weird because it's like really weird. It's like really weird. Because I used to wear pretty cool shirts every so often. What's your shirt say? Back in the 70s. And early. Should have been able to get back, but they knew if I got back, it'd be a lot more difficult. Well, actually, I take that back. I take it back because I bet the people that were blocking me were probably gone if I passed tonight. No, that woman worked at post office. I gave her enough. My photo post office and all that. And of course, the guy shows up or whatever it is they say. Well, and then they get the buzz, do the guy dirty, right? It wasn't no accident. They pride them. Oh God, what you talking about? Right. Or no woman wanted to be with them. That's their fucking mind. They're sick. Okay. Especially in the areas of the world. Out there, but I didn't know what these. Bring it up. They're like sickos. Yeah, came up in Google. Roderick, U.S. Marshal, refers to Arthur Roderick. Deputy U.S. Marshal who was involved in the controversial Ruby Ridge scandal.
I don't see an end. Are we still talking? You're still talking. He won't shut up. A lot of work to be done at DOJ. Retired U.S. Looks healthier than me because he had money. They didn't kill him. Right. Yeah, he killed me. I mean, I look totally unhealthy, but lost my edge. Right. Maybe I'll get it back. I still look like a big guy, though. When you work out for a long period of time throughout your life, your muscle stays. Right. Doesn't go away. Right. Is Roderick on Ozempic? He's got the money for Ozempic. A big star, I take it Ozempic. Looks like he's on Ozempic. Somebody asked Roderick if he's on. Everybody do it. Everybody asks, are you on Ozempic? Are you taking Ozempic? Is that what it's called? I think it's called the Diatrol. Uncle used to be kind of heavier. I think everybody do it. Everybody asks him. Everybody goes, you want Ozempic? He was on Ozempic. Used to be heavier. Got that money for Ozempic, you know. All right. Where'd my coffee go? Oh, I hate my coffee. I was like, where is everything? What's going on here? I'm in the lost zone. Where's my stuff? My wallet. Couldn't find the money. It was just in my lap. But I don't think that guy's going to stay there. He usually moves. It's just like it's like the party zone now. Oh, I found that kratom stuff makes people talk too. Like they get real talkative. Right. So they could be using kratom, for sale on the street. No license required, no ID required. Buy this one. Right. We're going, are you kratom? If that's what you call it, I don't. I gotta see how you say it. It's spelled kratom. Maybe it's kratom. I don't know. Like Democratum. I was on the road. Like when they see me coming, they'd like the immigrants would get all nervous and like go in a different direction. I go to like a truck stop and they'd be like, like I don't know who anybody is, so I can't say what they're actually doing. They may know stuff about people that they can't talk about. Well, so we have communities of people, and one of the hardest communities to police is the immigrant community. It's like secret society and all that. I don't know. Kansas is pretty different. It's pretty corrupt. But the immigrants, like, they'll cover for the drug dealers or they won't deal drugs, but they'll cover for the drug dealers and the sex traffickers. So if ICE finds somebody like that, they might just be like, let's get rid of this person. Right. But maybe they're doing it for that reason. Because it's not a. I mean, they can, but they can't. It would just be worse mess if they told you that. Because they're allowed to just get rid of them because they're over the date or whatever it is. There's a lot of. That's why the narcotics smugglers and the human traffickers and the sex traffickers and all that. That's why they want the immigrant communities, because it provides them comfort. They don't have to worry about what their neighbor's going to say or do. Now, some of them, learned to turn people in, but then they turned it around and they made it bullshit. It wasn't real crimes. Right. Yeah, another brand of cold coffee is definitely a stronger brew, taste wise too. It's more concentrated. Like Colombo there or something. I don't even know what is that. No, I only use natural. Oh wait, I'm over here away from the phone. I only use natural caffeine, like in coffee or tea. No, I wish I was younger. Like if I was younger, I probably wouldn't be moving into a place. I'd live in the extended stage. I'd probably go to a couple of them and just kind of get to know people and places. But at 61, it's not something I need to do. Nah, I'm sure the Jewish community somebody there would take money to ruin my life there. Right. So I'm not interested in moving into Squirrel Hill at this point. And the other community that I was looking at, Swissvale, wasn't. Yeah, I'd actually have to live. Actually, I could. I found actually that I could live in Squirrel Hill. Now, why those apartments didn't come up before I found this place in Butler? See, right? None of those places came up before I found Butler. Now I found this place in Butler, brand new. It's a little bit out of the reach. It's in the middle of nowhere, just about. So it's going to be more difficult, Right. Now all of a sudden, Squirrel Hill, all these apartment complexes with affordable apartments. No, there's no doubt they don't want me to move into this place. Well, first off, it's new, right? They want me in a new place. I might be healthy, right? And then it's really a great deal. Geez, new, was it 12,500 square feet? Geez, right? 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Now, I wish it was kind of 8-foot ceilings, but then it decides something that I was wondering about. So I'm going to build a second ark with the fireplace. So there'll be the original ark that I have, and then there'll be another ark on top of the fireplace, which means I needed a 9-foot ceiling, but I felt like that was too tall. So it won't have the crown will be different. It won't. I'm actually going to do a bracketed roof. I don't know if you've seen a roof with brackets. So it's going to be the same crown, but the brim kind of the crown is going to be much wider, and then have like some sort of rail on it. And I'm just not sure what the height is on the fireplace. I probably could still go with like a 4 or 5 foot fireplace because I'm not going with that taller thing. So I might have to get a second Torah. I was supposed to buy a Sephardic Torah, right, but I couldn't get to it. And it's, they're smaller than regular Torahs, but not all that much smaller. They're the largest, you know, junior Torah you can get. But the Torahs have animal skin, and I'm not going to do that. Again, the people that said animal skin, they don't rule everything. Hashem rules it. Right. Right. Even the dimensions of the Torah. And there's a guy that said, all this fantasy of how the ark looked is BS because they were in the middle of the desert. It was probably some rough hewn stuff. Right? You ever buy stuff from India that's like brass? It's all like rough. Now it's more fine, but back in the day, it's a little bit rough. Right. Yeah, I can't believe it. I could say buying stuff from India back in the day now. It's been 20 years, over 20 years. I've been buying stuff from India, on and off. Right. Yeah, they did it, man. They decided to do it, and they did it. That's fine. God will take care of it. You're not going to escape hell if you're doing the stuff that they did to me. I don't care if it's your first day doing it, or your last day, or your middle day, or 100 years, or 1 day. I don't care. You're not going to get out of hell. None of you. Those are the people that the scriptures actually can condemn, the people that can't be forgiven. Ezekiel 34 are not the church, it's not the synagogue. Right? That's who the offenders are in Ezekiel 34. It's the trans person, it's the drug addict, it's the person that drinks too much. They're lowly, quote unquote. Right? They all like to fantasize that they're the martyrs in Ezekiel 34, and they're the martyrs from the day, when they're actually the oppressors and the cursors, causing people to fall. All right, I got to read this thing about from Exodus. They're going with my thing. They're actually going with my thing. I'm the unlucky combatant thing. It looks like they're doing okay, but I got to read what they're saying. I don't want them to screw it up. Now it's the first one to put them. In court, I don't think they can come against it. The problem is that they may articulate. I think the only thing it can do is articulate a different handling of the situation, but I don't know if it's required. It's chemical warfare. Right. 100%. But again, I think the answer is actually um, leaflets, radio-free type of communication, because then you can bring that to the judge. So, judge, we tell them to stop. We keep telling them to stop. Right. So that's how you cover your ass on that. I'm probably getting tired. Are you taking too much Ozempic? my other phone. I keep losing the connection. Ice Barbie needs to make sure she's not getting too gaunt with the Ozempic. I think she's taking Ozempic. She might not be. Just like Roderick. Roderick's using Ozempic. And I'm lucky to be alive, man. They tortured me for like 35, 40 years. It's insane. Just increases because the deep state increased. Right? Had no idea what they were doing. Right? Just like even today, even having access to me, it causes all that kind of craziness. Gina was it? Somebody saying Gina was her name in the BOP. I don't know if it was or not. I can't remember. But this woman at the post office looks, kind of the same look. Right? But nice. I think Gina was nice too. If her name was Gina. I can't remember. Right? Actually, I'm getting her last name now too. Is it really that? But I can't tell you her last name. Right? She's a nice person. She seemed like a nice person. Actually, like if it's not like ultrasonic voices, this is really weird. I think I'm a little too psychic if it isn't ultrasonic voices. Because I got her whole name now. Is she dead? Did she die? Is she one of the dead cops that follows me around? I have a troop of dead cops that follow me. They said I'm their god. I'm their king, actually. It could be part of some people's. I don't think Gina. I think I know her last name, but I'm not sure. Gina wasn't bad to me, unless she knew I was asleep and didn't wake me up. If she knew something like that, she could go to hell for that. Ted comes up in the mind every so often. I don't remember his last name. The supervisor, Ted. I've seen him a couple times over the years. He pretty much says F them. It's pretty much his big claim to fame in here. I don't know. They tried killing me, man. I was like the real deal. That's what it was. I didn't even know. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know what I was investigating. I just knew it was there, and I was trying to figure out what it was. Right? I knew there were cops involved. Right? But it was not a real investigation. There's no way. It was obvious some sort of hostile takeover. Right? And it was affecting the judges. Just based upon that, I had authority to look at it. Right? But there was nobody I could go to. There was just like nobody that I knew of. Right? They take the money and run, all of them. Right? But it's weird because like I'm half asleep. I'm pretty much asleep, but at a certain point, like after 2000, I think I started waking up, and it's just like, ah. Right. I got to look at that online doctor thing and make sure that they got the insurance payments. At least I got to the bottom of it. And some woman, they put me on hold while she said, I have to leave you on hold while I fix this. Usually it's not so many issues. It's like they use the wrong code for insurance. But again, the deep state will do that and then go, oh, it's just an accident. Right. 100%. Have everybody use it. Like they'll put the wrong code out. Right. All of it should be 100% paid. Right. No, some really nice people around here. I mean, to you all, it's just average people. But if you would go to like Oklahoma, Kansas, New Mexico, and Texas, you would realize what nice people are here. Right. They're trying to say it was a Goyim hit, but there were a couple Jews in there, I think. Right. Betrayal. No, they wanted to keep me out of the ark, so that's why I moved in real quick. Because again, for Hashem, because I want to get the ark. So, oh no, I think I missed Shabbat. I